Namaskaram. Welcome to another session, another lesson. Last week we discussed on the mission, the belief in the mission and him, and the path of action to achieve the mission. I have received quite a few reviews, feedbacks, and personally people have written to me and spoken to me as well. The first thing is why Tirupavai? Connectivity of some verses in praise of the Lord. How does it connect to corporate world? It is the way you view a particular scripture. Many people have many views. As I said, I have one view of a scripture called Tirupavai, the 30 verses. Every scripture was done at that particular point of time for a purpose. The subsequent interpretations have been many based on the viewer or the person who is reading it from a reference point. Let us take an example of Gita. Gita was a talk by the god to the warrior Arjun, who was vacillating in his mission, the path of mission which he had chosen. This was heard other than Arjun only by two other people, which is Vyasa and Sanjaya. These people transferred to the world verbatim. Subsequently, people have read it from their viewpoint and interpreted in different ways. For example, a Dvaiti, an Advaiti, a Vishishta all the three have written the interpretations for Gita, Bhashyam. So everyone had their own viewpoint. Dvaita came in, Advaita came in, Vishishta Dvaita came in. So it depends upon how do we see that. People who are practicing yoga, they saw it from the yoga view. Bhakti yoga, karma yoga, etc. etc. So they connected to the yoga and saw that. So it's another version. Some people had a very small interpretation for a sloka, some people expanded. Just to give an example, the first sloka of Gita, most of the books are expanding that into only one paragraph. The meaning of that into only one paragraph. The sloka is about Dhritarashtra asking Sanjay, the Pandu sons and my sons are assembled in that field of war. What are they doing? That's it. But if you read a book of Paramahamsa Yogananda, he has given an explanation which runs about 45 pages only for one sloka, the first sloka. Very beautiful. The interpretation is very connecting. So, it is for a different purpose it was told, but the people who do it, view it in different ways. Some people say Gita is a book for daily life philosophy. Some people have interpreted saying that it is a book of convenience. It is justifying a lot of killings. So interpretations are many. Likewise, corporate people have seen Gita and said Gita is nothing but management by objective. So I am a corporate guy. My experience is in corporate. So I see Tirupavai from the corporate view. That's how the view comes in. I hope I have clarified this to some extent. The second one which came was maybe a slight miscommunication from me or a misunderstanding. When I talked about the raga of the particular verse that was sung, I connected to the chakra. When I said chakra, I said the music, and I said I was likening that chakra to the various chakras that are prevalent. People know about it, the body, soul and mind. So that's where the confusion. It has nothing to do with the body, mind, soul chakra. This chakra that I had been referring is only for the music. These 12 chakras were developed by Venkatamukhi, who was the author of this Melakarta table, which I discussed in the last episode. These 12 chakras, there are about 12 chakras defined by him, and each one has got some kind of a linkage to the number, and that is the connection that I had brought in. For example, the first chakra is Indu. Indu means the moon. There is only one moon. The second chakra is Netra. Netra means eyes. There are two only. The third chakra is Agni. Agni means there are three Agnis. The fourth chakra is called the Veda. Veda are four. The fifth chakra is called Bana. Bana is the Manmatha. Manmatha has in his quill 5 arrows of various flowers. It is called the 5 Banas. So it's a Bana. 6 is Rudu. Rudu is 6 seasons connected to that. So 6. 7 is about Sabda Rishis. So the 7th chakra is the Rishis chakra. The 8th one is called the Vasu chakra. It refers to the Ashtavasu, the celestial beings. You might have heard about this Ashtavasu. Just to connect you, the 8th Vasu was called Prabhasa, came as a Bhishma of Mahabharata. He was cursed to be in the earth. The 9th one is a chakra which is called Brahma. Brahma, there are 9 Brahmas according to the scriptures. The 10 is called Disa. Disa means direction. There are 10 directions. Other than the 8, one is upwards, one is downwards. Dasaratha. Dasaratha is the person who can drive the chariot in any directions, all the 10 directions. That's why it's called Dasaratha. 11 is about Rudra. There are 11 Rudras as listed out. And the 12th one is Aditya. Aditya also is 12 Adityas. Bhaskara, Surya. Likewise, there are about 12 different Adityas. So that's how the music chakras are discussed. So I had connected only to that. So I am clarifying that. So there is no confusion between this chakra and the other chakra like the yoga chakras, etc., etc. They are separate. And every song has got some significance. That's why they have given a raga. Wherever it is possible for me, based on my knowledge, based on my research, I might share some of the points. If it is not, then I will say no connection for the particular song. We will explore. You also can explore. So I had given some basic clarity on whatever we have discussed. I thought it is important so that we don't have this confusion in the later point of time. Now let us go into the second verse. So we will listen to the verse first, then we will get into the explanations. Yeah, here we go.
வையத்து வாழ்வீர்கள் நாமும் நம்பாவைக்கே செய்யும் கிதி செய்கள் கேளீரோ பாக்கடலுள் பைய துயில்ற பரமனடி பாடி நீயுண்டோ பாருணோம் நாட்காலே நீராடி மையேட்டெழுதோ மலரிட்டு நாம் முடியோ செய்யாதன செய்யோ தீக்கூரனே செல்ரோதும் ஐயமோ பிச்சையோ ஆதனையுகை காட்டி ஐயமோ பிச்சையோ ஆதனையுகை காட்டி உயுமாரணி உகந்தேலோ ரோம்பாவாய் உயுமாரணி உகந்தேலோ ரோம்பாவாய்.
Again, a very good rendering of the song. Thanks to madam. This raga is Gaulai. This is normally sung in the morning time. Energy levels. And this is the 15th raga in the table that I referred, Malakarta table. And it is the third raga of the third chakra. The third chakra is Agni, the three. Agni in this reference means the living ethics, the right way of living. So certain things are spoken in this verse as well. So that is a small connectivity that can bring between the raga and the verse that we have just heard in the raga Gaulai. This is also a derivative raga only of the Maya Malav Gaula, which is the original Malagartha raga. So now we will get into the details of what the verse can offer to us. Again, the display is there, the numbers are there, the superscript. Maybe we can refer that superscript and then connect to that. So the first one, she starts with the word called Vayathu Valvirgal. Vayathu Valvirgal means the people who are living in this earth. It is just a small statement, but the interpretation can be many. The way I look at it is always a pleasure to be living for a purpose. We talked about the mission. So it is always good to live a life for a purpose, with a purpose. So the first lesson is we must live for a purpose. In a life which has got a purpose, there are certain things that we have to follow religiously. Then only the purpose can be met and the mission can be achieved. The purpose can be fulfilled. There are some daily routines that we have to do. The second word that I can refer here is Natkale Niradi, number 2. Natkale Niradi means every day I must take a bath. She is going to that kind of a fundamental, saying that every day you take a bath. Likewise, there are some certain rituals that you cannot ignore on a daily basis. Whether it is the personal life or a corporate life. In the corporate life, what are the routine things that we are doing? So, keeping to the timing, punctuality. If you have to be there at a particular point of time, I must punctual. It's a routine. It must be a regular feature of an individual in a corporate. Number 2, I have to plan the day out. It is a ritual that we have to go through. Make a list of items that I have to do, don't miss it. The to-do list. So maybe I am sounding very, very basic, but it is always good to be back to basics, because basics are the foundations. We cannot ignore the foundations. These are the important things, but we can think of many other daily routines. You might have seen in many corporates, at least I have seen in some of the corporates that I have worked. Every day the people assemble in a prayer hall and make a commitment that this is what we will do, this is what we will not do, this is what we will do. They make a list of those commitments and do various, this is a routine, they never miss this. So there are certain things that we will have to do on a regular basis. The second one is, there are quite a number of negative things that are happening around us. We are susceptible to be influenced by those negative things, which is costing our keen focus on the purpose. So the essence of this verse is the focus. The focus will get lost. But when we are getting influenced by the negative things around. So I call it as susceptible to negative influence that costs us the keen focus that we must have. We have to abbreviate that. It is a snake. When you snake it, there is a catch and you lost it. So when you get into the negative spiral, you lose it. So we can never do that. So there is a third one that she says. So don't get into negative items. For that, commit that I will not do 1, 2, 3, 4. And she says the third one is Neyyunnum Palunnum. How does it refer? How does it connect? Nei means ghee, pal means milk. The ghee and the milk, as you consume, it gives you a kind of a lethargy, laziness. So that kind of a fat that goes into the system, no? The fat goes into the system, gives you that lethargy and the laziness, which must be avoided. When I have to be focused on my work, I cannot allow any lethargy to creep in. I cannot allow any laziness to keep in. So I will not touch all these items, which will keep me away from my path. Nayunnum palunnum. One commitment. And it also says the next word is Mayitedom malarit namudiyom. That means I will not do something which will attract the attention of my colleagues who are also engaged in the mission with me. I will not be a subject of attraction. So, malarit namudiyom mayit yudom means I will not decorate myself too much that the people focus their attention on me and lose track of what they are supposed to do. In fact, there are some corporates which are very meticulous about defining what kind of a dress that you should wear. I do a lot of training facilitation for banking organization where they have specified, they get into the nitty-gritties, how your shirt should be. You cannot have attractive items on your face. You cannot have your earrings. You cannot have bangles which are attracting the attention of the people. So it takes away the focus of the people. So I will not get into those things. See, she gets into the nitty-gritties. What will happen if I have those kind of decorative items on my person? It is my right, but it is affecting others' attention. Why should you do that? I commit myself that I will not allow others to detract from themselves from the main mission by looking at me. So I will avoid that. And she also mentions a few things which are part of the don't list. Sayyadana Sayyam, whatever should not be done, I will not do. I will make a don't list. I will religiously follow that. I will not do all those items which are listed in the don'ts. Every organization has got do's and don'ts. We talked about the do's, every day do this, ritual, etc. etc. There is also don't do all those items. And the next line is very interesting. Tikurale Chendrodom. Tikurale Chendrodom means backbiting. That means the backbiting has been in the period of Sri Andor also. It is nothing new. Backbiting is nothing new. It has been traditionally there for ages. So we will not get into all those backbiting kind of bad things. She talks about that as well. And the next one is, as we are in the organization, we are expected to provide support to the other people also. Help them out to develop, bail them out in case they are in trouble. And she says, please do that. But to what extent? Only what is required. Don't do over the limit. Don't do a lot of things that are not required. That means, in other words, normally we say, no, don't spoon feed. The person will never stand on his own. So you must allow that space and time for them to develop on their own, provide support, what is required. The key word is Andarim Kaikati. Andarim means whatever is required, only that much you do. Don't do anything more than that. So that is a key word. Andarim Kaikati is the key word, that don't overdo things so that it becomes a spoon feeding. And it says, one of the other thing that we have not covered is Namumnam Paviki, the number 9 and 10. I am talking of 10 and 9 in conjunction. Quite a number of times, as we are progressing in the path of our mission, even in corporate, we need a lot of sanctions from the higher ups. We make a proposal, I want this for me to achieve all these items. Sometimes it goes into the deaf ears. Purposefully sometimes, or lethargy creeps in the senior management. They don't give the support. What do? Do we get stuck or do we follow up? Which is keep following it up. So the way I interpret it is, Keep highlighting. This is the action that we are doing. Namunum Bhavaki Sayum Krisegal Keliro. Sayum Krisegal means actions. I am doing a lot of actions. Please listen to these actions. These actions need the support, so I need it. So keep following it up. They might be in the dark box, black hole bolte. So it might be in the black hole. So we must be able to take it out. It might require that you will have to play someone God, higher ups. Play them God, no problem. Parkadil Payetundra permanent body. They are purposely keeping quiet or forgotten. So keep reminding them. Tell them you are the person who have to help me out. So play them God. So it's a tactical ploy. I am not saying that psychophancy, but you must have a tactical ploy of playing them God sometimes. So these are all the important points that I can think of from this particular verse. So if I have to summarize the entire verse in my usual style, 7 points. Number 1, live for a purpose. Number 2, commit to follow daily disciplines. Avoid the sneak. Sneak means susceptible to negative influence that costs us the keen focus. Beware of the lethargy and laziness. Avoid the don'ts. Make a list of don'ts. Ensure that you don't do those items. And especially the backbiting. It is not going to help us. Backbiting is not going to help us. Number 6, support others, but only to a limited extent what is required. Don't go overboard and make it as a spoon feeding. Number 7, keep your follow-up for whatever support that you require to achieve your mission. And even if the higher-ups are silent, you keep following it up. Even if you have to play them God at times, use it as a tactical ploy and use it. I am sure these points have resonated with all of you, and you will be able to appreciate, reflect on this, and I would encourage you to reflect on these items and then see the connect it to the corporate. As I said, I am viewing it from the corporate angle only. Again, I have not done any speech or connected to the scholar's description of the verses, which is outside the purview of this particular discussion. So we will meet for the next verse the next 3 or 4 days, because I have a calendar to finish on a particular specific day. So we will meet after about 3-4 days. Till then, namaskaram.